All right. Don't have to wait too long, at least. Excuse me. Surprised by those bans. Eggs isn't great for Wiccan. I don't feel a need to grab that right now. I think we take Rintra and Valkyrie at the moment. Thanks, Jules. Appreciate it. What do you mean, Yuki? I haven't seen anything. Or, oh, were you talking about the official tweet about the live stream? That I have seen. All right, I guess we will go ahead and grab him. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting stream. That's this Friday, isn't it? I'd love more of these too, but this is a good start. Hey Bryce, how's it going? Probably should have saved that for when he put Spidey down. Sorry, when they put Spidey down. Because I think this is probably... Okay, well, if they're going to do that, then I'm fine with this just being an auto loss. I don't think there's anybody over there I particularly need Valk for. So let's just do this. I don't expect to win, but we can try. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day overall, man. No! Ah! It's so annoying when he puts his block when you, like, think he's blocking and he's not. I also despise the hitboxes on his special one. Hey, Ernest. Oh, hey! Elsa can lose to Thing. I'll take the win. How's it going, Easy? Thanks, Bryce. Ideally, we wouldn't have dexed, or once we triggered the cooldown on his miss, then it would have been nice to like beta heavy and then hit him once, get rid of the dex, and then we could have potentially gained a little bit more power, but then we probably would have dexed again. It is what it is. I'll take it. Because having two buffs on us was annoying. But at least it wasn't three. Hope we also get to know how many shards, cadence, and the basic pool. Yeah, I think both of those will be covered. We'll see. That has been what we've been discussing anyway. So if not now, I'm assuming soon. I know at least one thing that's being announced Friday, and I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab him. He's been quite good for me. Yeah, Bryce, it feels very random. I don't love these picks here. It's possible I should have grabbed Rintra there for them to put hype on defense, but given the Thor relic, I'm hoping they're not putting hype on defense. We'll see. Is Redacted being announced on Friday? If Redacted is my next champion, then no. There are an awful lot of redacted things out there. We'll grab one of you. And one of you. I know, Magnus. I am so tired of things being leaked. Like, I get that some people want to know. I just really despise the culture in this community that just immediately throws it out there without any spoilers or anything. Because it takes the excitement out of it for some people. Yeah, case in point with Air right there. Hey, Boris. I don't even know if the leaks are correct, but because I haven't seen them. But they have been recently, so it's certainly possible. Ah, come on, man. I knew that parry wasn't gonna stick. I was just trying to re-parry. Apparently, I dropped block. Oh well. Alright, please throw this before you go into Wrath. Thank you, I appreciate you. Cool. Zane claims another victim. MCOC console port? I wouldn't be against it, but there would need to be a fair amount of work done for something like that to happen. I think this buys enough time. Like, obviously they're going to use Claire, but I think that he's fast enough. We'll find out. Yes, SYZ, that is intentional. It would be much more accurate to call or to say that these nodes are immune to effects that modify regen rate other than poisons. That's what Kingpin and Daredevil say, and it's pretty similar to their implementation. Alright, back up, Nick. Alright. I mean it. Back up. Thank you. Okay, I thought we were going to be fast enough, but we ended up baiting enough. Yeah, that wasn't good enough. I knew it wasn't good enough. Nick did not play ball, and I could have played better. Let's see how this goes. Viraj, we've been over this. Kate is extremely powerful. She does not need to be more powerful. Get better at playing her. Skill caps exist for a reason. Sorry, skill requirements. You jerk. He just sat there and waited. I need to mute Discord too. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I just got a bunch of notifications all at once. Alright, well, that's fine. I deserve to win this one. Or to lose this one. Can you imagine if I said that? No, I deserve to lose this one. I should have blocked and waited for him to come in and gotten it that way. We would have had way more health. It is what it is. Yep, there we go. My hype doesn't work that way. Sometimes he do. Leave the emoji alone. Thanks, Coop. Hey, Dan. Then push Doom to his special too, SYC. That's the point. Hmm. This is definitely a recoil deck. Reevaluating. That's funny, easy. Yeah, you're right, Magnus. Should have banned Herc instead. Guardian's not actually good for Domino in this one. He might still have use, though. Hey, Odysseus. Yeah, should have banned Herc instead. C'est la vie. I think that's still who we want? I don't know. Recoil decks are weird. Hey, Cream Cheese, how's it going, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, I believe it's 150k, Ernest. Okay, could have played that better. Not sure I even needed to bother refreshing the cold snaps, but that was a good test. Rank 5, Jackie. Viraj, what you're describing is just another way of saying that she has weaknesses. Kate is extremely strong. She's supposed to have some weaknesses. It's as simple as that. Thanks, Everton. How'd war go for you guys? I mean, the current one isn't over. We'll kind of see how the other person did. We're not quite done either. Cool. That works. Hey, Chris. Nah, that's not how it works, cream cheese. She was intended to be very strong. I know you're partially kidding, but like, the community needs to chill a little bit on this character is good. That means they're going to be tuned down. Like, we do intentionally make characters good, people. I know, cream cheese. I've seen so much of that. Like, it's the same thing with Moondragon. People figure out she can do damage, and it's like, oh my god, she's gonna be tuned down. People see Adam do well, oh my god, he's gonna be tuned down. Cassie's tanky, she's gonna be tuned down. Zane has power control, he's gonna be tuned down. Like, it's literally just a long. I'm not saying nobody will ever be tuned down, but so often it's just this list of like, wow, this character has insert strength that we intentionally gave them. They're too strong. That's not that's not how any of this works. Crush is only accessible in the corner. Yeah, again, intentionally because it's very strong. The trade-off for Kate's damage and utility, her very high damage and her solid utility, is that you have to be aggressive with her and you have to back the opponent up. If either through your own shortcomings or because the matchup isn't working, you have trouble backing the opponent up and she doesn't work, that is intended because of all the other places she does work. I intentionally made a character with very high damage, strong utility, and specific abilities for battlefield control. But I also did my best to stop myself from giving her too many guardrails, because that's what leads to champions being overpowered and actually needing tune downs. I'm not saying there's no chance Kate gets rebalanced, because I literally never say that about anybody. Um, but I feel like she's performing as intended. Meanwhile, Hercules still exists. Yes, Hodges, because Hercules came out before rebalancing. Come on, man. You had to know that you were teeing that up. Hey, Zach. For some reason, Hitmonkey purifies her passive stun. I don't think that's true. Hitmonkey can't do anything about passive stuns. Are you picking up on the fact that if you hit her twice, it's removed? I agree, Sarah Ghost. She has a pseudo taunt so that you don't have to spend as much time baiting out specials in the first place, and she pauses her trick arrows when you're hitting the opponent, or hitting the opponent's block, which both backs them up into the corner and makes them more likely to throw specials if they're not already in the corner. Like, she has a lot of abilities that facilitate her playstyle. I don't think she needs more. I think wanting to give her more, it would be textbook trying to make your character perfect, and you're not supposed to do that. That's how you end up with characters like this one right here that I'm banning. This is an incredibly stacked deck. Hey, William. Says the guy with an incredibly stacked deck. I don't know, man. I think I'm still running some rank 3s. I don't think our opponent is. I appreciate it, Ernest. We'll, of course, see what her data says, but I do not think her data is going to say, hey, make her stronger. She's just too difficult to get good results out of. Don't think that's likely. Where are my mystics? He only banned one of them. Well, clearly I should have taken Sunspot. Yeah, a lot of 7 stars. A lot of duped 7 stars. I haven't felt small with my roster in a bit in Battlegrounds, and I do today. I'm extremely worried about this fight. Opponent is not very decisive. Still have a few rank 3s in my deck. Yeah. Longshot is good. Hey, Robbie. Oh, come on. You big dumb cow. Well, we ended at 100. It's a good start. Hey, Devil Dog. Welcome, Highline. Interesting, William. Because obviously Atuma still needs a tune-up, and we'll get one pretty soon. And I think he'll be more popular there then. But I see Jabari there all the time. Hey, Walrus. Now that is actually an interesting question, Magnus. I will get to that. I have an answer. But if we're critiquing Kate's design, I think that is a much fairer point to make. I did not mean to finish that comment. Hmm. Oh, I was actually going to use an emote. I was going to try and be nice about it, but I was going to use an emote. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Not long enough that I'm going to put an ad on, but I'm just going to grab some water. Literally like 30 seconds. So, Magnus definitely makes an interesting point. How is it fair to other champs that Kate is both a Battlegrounds nuke and a ramp up champion? This is something I did struggle with. Because honestly, you could ask the same question about Carl. Part of my answer is I think you can also ask that question of other characters. Like Guardian is both a ramp up champion and a nuke. Shang-Chi is both a ramp up champion and a nuke. They were both built by the same person, so that one's kind of funny. I won't mention Penny since that's also built by the same person. um, yeah, they're definitely more. You could kind of say the same of Future Ant-Man, which, oops, dang it, same designer. All right, I really need to spread out here. Kind of Doom, but that's because he's a little bit overpowered. It's technically true of Herc, but way overpowered. Definitely true of Scorpion, arguably a little bit overtuned. Omega Sentinel to an extent. Quicksilver for sure. I feel like there are other examples, but the reason that I felt like it was okay specifically for Kate is that first off, you can lose the ramp quite easily. I know that Perfect Release got easier. I've heard a lot of people say it's not that hard. I'm pretty consistent at it as long as I bother to slow down myself. I know it is not the highest skill ask, but it is still a skill ask. And to get to Kate's actual ceiling, it is a skill ask, a skill check that you have to repeatedly pass. And if something goes wrong in the fight, kind of to Virage's concerns, you can lose all of it at once. And that's kind of why I feel like she's okay. Well, it's that, and it's the fact that to truly get to her ceiling is an insanely long ramp. Because to truly get to Kate's ceiling requires you to have 5 dialed in passives, which is minimum 5 bars of power. It requires you to throw the special 3 at 5 dialed in passives, which is either another 3 bars of power or you earn one of those dialed in passives on the special 3, and therefore you've spent 7 bars of power, 4 plus the 3 for the special 3. So let's say minimum 7 bars of power to now have the max potency cruelty. Then you need to get 2 stacked fragilities up, which requires another 2 bars of power. We're now up to 9. Then you need to throw 2 cold snaps. Then you need to throw 2 caltrops. That's 13 bars of power to reach her damage ceiling. That is such an insanely long climb without messing up that I am perfectly comfortable with people being able to do crazy things there. And it is such an impractical climb for the vast majority of content that I feel like it's fair for her to still have nuke potential in Battlegrounds. Additionally, while Kate has a lot of utility and that's part of her ramp, if you need that utility and you try and use it in Battlegrounds, she's not nearly as much of a nuke. She is intentionally built for her utility not to be mutually exclusive with her damage, but for you to have to focus on one at a time. And I think that makes it fair. Hey, William, welcome. That's not very nice, Trey. So if Maul was... Wait, no, 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 no. There are a lot of there are a lot of assumptions in that cream cheese I don't go with. The first draft of a champion is not how they should have been. The balance designer, like there wasn't even a balance program then. There was one balance designer. That's not ruining him. I've given this spiel before. Give me a second because this is now larger. Okay, this is not recoil. This is just somebody with a very large scorpion. I think it might be recoil. I can't tell. Go away. But yeah, first and foremost, the first overpowered draft of a champion is not how they are intended to be. It is the easiest thing in the freaking world to build an overpowered champion. The first draft of every one of my champions has been too strong. I might have had to tune Kate up slightly. Yeah, actually I did tune up Kate a little bit. But Absorbing Man and my August champion were definitely too strong out of the gate. And that is true for most people. It is very common for us to say, don't worry about the tuning. Let me know how the rotation feels. I know they're too strong. That happens all the time. The thing is that when people give you the feedback that somebody is too strong, It is your job as a designer to figure out how to bring that character back into appropriate grounds and have them still be good. If people tell you a character is way too strong and you can't fix it, that's on you. Now, it would be nice if rebalancing had been in place so that Maw would have gotten more love sooner, and I think he probably would have taken off better. But I really do not like the narrative that Maw was this perfect, overpowered champion that people just ruined for Broccoli. Like, no, man, that's not how that works. I don't, I don't know. I haven't listened to that interview, so I hope that's not how Broccoli portrayed it. I don't think it is. Because if I shipped a champion that was doing something ambitious and they were too weak, I would absolutely put that on myself. Hey, Buddy Lee. People come in and say the blah 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 talk as though I am in every line chat they're in. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about, buddy. Like, I've heard some stuff about the Gambit relic, but that doesn't mean I know specifically what talk you're talking about. So I'm gonna need some help there. Nice. Also, on the subject of Maw specifically, I think that Maw is very good. I think it is a little bit too difficult to line up his special 2 perfectly, and so I would, as I've said many, many times, I would like Maw's persistent charges um, via his SIG to give him a little bit more duration on that falter. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And then I think he would be much easier to use, and I think you'd get better results out of him. And I think he'd probably have a better reputation. Interesting. Yeah, we'll do now. I feel like maybe that sentence was missing a word, buddy. Was reduced the verb you meant to use there? I'm not totally following. Who did they end up using? I don't think I even watched. I'm watching now, because that's exactly how far behind the playback is. Oh, Valk. Yeah, that's a little bit tough for Kill. So I think what you're saying is that you're worried that the relic will be tuned down. First off, obligatory reminder that relics have always been subject to live balancing from the very beginning. If they get tuned down, it's because our data says they need to be, and we'll do that. Um, I don't think there are any immediate plans to do it. I wouldn't worry about the relic like getting touched within the next month. Um, if anything changes, it would be because there's a bug fix, right? Because what I have seen about the Gambit relic is people worried that it is currently giving more than it should. And if that is accurate, then we probably do want to do a bug fix, but that doesn't mean that it will then stay there forever if you truly think that where it is right now is where it needs to be. I'm not 100% convinced of that either. But if where it is right now is where it long term should be for balance reasons, if that's appropriate for Gambit and Domino and the other targets, but it's only there right now because of a bug, then the best thing to do long term is to fix the bug and see how the data changes and then tune it back up if we need to. At least in my opinion. Rank 5 A bomb? I think it makes sense. I'm assuming you mean I bomb and not OG Abomination. But yeah, he's solid. I don't think you need the absolute peak of Kate's damage to get the kind of damage a normal ramp up champ has. Sure, but normal ramp up champs, Magnus, are usually pretty easy to use. Like, take Guardian. How do you build up Guardian's ramp? You throw special threes. Okay, do you have to do anything to hold on to the charges? No, you throw special threes. You just keep throwing special threes. That's it. Most ramp up champions, it's something similar. You don't actually have to work that hard. You don't have to maintain the ramp. And I'm not saying that you have to work so hard for Kate's ceiling, for her ramp, that it justifies anything. If she's too strong, she should be tuned down. But I do think you can justify a little bit more given how much harder you're working on the way there. One second. I will be right back, guys, because I need to check lines, so I will go ahead and throw an ad in here. Shouldn't be too long. Okay, I'm back. It's a war day. Gotta make sure if people have questions, I can answer them. Hey, Dane. Welcome. Yeah, it's true, Easy. Like, we always want characters to be good. That is very intentionally something that we focus on in design. Every single designer wants every single one of their characters to have a good reception. And for a character to have a good reception, they have to be good. Nobody is intentionally building, like, sorry, Moon Knight. Which, sure, some people love him because he's weird and quirky. But let's not pretend he's actually good. Even the people who love Moon Knight are like, yeah, Moon Knight's super fun. Can you please buff him? Nobody is aiming for that. Sometimes we aim for people we know will have smaller audiences. Like both Viv and Kate were intentionally not built for everybody, but we do build for characters to be good. But the only way that that happens over and over and over again is if we also make sure they're balanced. Speaking of Gambit, I think we might as well get rid of him there, since it looks pretty annoying. And I think I'll go ahead and drop that Kingpin. I mean, if you want to call it that, William, yes, they absolutely did. Because the designer for Psycho Man has one of the best portfolios in the entire game. Hmm. Yeah, I hear you, William. I'm not offended or anything. But it's also really important to note that like Psycho Man is another one who came out before rebalancing was in place. I know he got a small tune-up, but that didn't have the full process behind it. I think things would have been a bit different if he had. Thanks, Paul. It hasn't been too bad. We'll see how it closes out. Yeah, this draft sucks. I don't know that I navigated it as well as I could have, but also it sucked. I will like to imagine. Well, now I guess I don't have to worry about Thing. They definitely saw I had counters, so that's not a bad call. Every champ has at least one fan. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Sir. I hate this guy so much. We just lost our aura. freaking... Yeah, now we got him into the corner. Alright, this one is not going well. Well, that's alright. Our opponent's using thing versus thing, so let's calm down and stay alive, shall we? Perspective is important. And input issues stink. Yeah, Dane, there's currently a bug with Kate where if you miss the perfect release on this special 2, nothing happens. That is because I learned some unfortunate things about uh, basically how our animation system handles variable projectiles, and so apologies on that. But that will get fixed. I've put in the fix and know it works. Wild. Like, I think we lose this to CGR, but that's not what I was expecting. What am I doing? This is an unduped Korg. Who let me do that? Whoops. Ouch. Well, that didn't work. Man, I had that and biffed it. Twice. I'll be very shocked if we win that one. Nope. Yeah, that was mine to lose, and I lost it. Yeah, this one sucks. Alright, well, that's my fault. Thanks, Easy. I do my best. Yeah, Dane, it's definitely happening. It just requires you to miss the perfect release. Alright, how happy am I going to be that I took Blade to rank 4? Blade has somehow slipped back around to being underrated, Spirit. Pretty good indication right here. Your opinion has been noted, Magnus. I don't think I agree. Because the thing is that, remember, 23k per tick is not 23k per tick the whole fight up until then, right? Like, that's not actually 46k DPS. It took a long time to get there. And a lot of a lot of the most egregious videos I've seen with Kate have been of her with recoil in Abyss, and she's not actually good with recoil. Like, that's not efficient. It makes perfect sense that people do that for videos, but like, it's important to be realistic about this stuff. Who else did they have? They definitely did have another person. Yeah, they had Nick. And like, I had Toad, but I think they I think I win that either way because they didn't play particularly well with Bishop versus Valkyrie, but that's yeah, I was a bit surprised by that pick. As soon as you see the lower right leg touch the ground, that's your cue to tap the screen. Interesting. I've been continuing to practice with her in the side quest, and I feel like I'm getting better, but there's a reason I slowed down all of those in Battlegrounds. Missed even one of those because I was getting flustered, but that kind of proves the point. Battlegrounds is exactly when you get flustered. Hey, Double P, how's it going, man? Yeah, static. I don't think I gave mine a generic because I think I was lucky enough to awaken him naturally, but I would have. He's been so good for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Wolf. I completely forgot about your question. So the benefit of a special two over two special ones is primarily that it comes with a stun at the end. And so if you are having trouble backing, wow, they didn't ban Carl. If you're having trouble backing your opponent up in a particular match and you really want to get a refresh in, then the special two can apply 2 stacks of your trick arrow. You obviously only get one dialed in passive as opposed to two, but the trade off is you get a guaranteed stun without having to evade, if that matters in the fight. And then you can go ahead and do your full heavy charge, medium, long charge, heavy, and knock them all the way back into the wall. Special one spam is absolutely the way to play her most of the time, but that is the intent. behind that particular ability. I would love to take Zane and Maw also. If they could come back in my next round, that would be amazing. Carl has been aces against Korg, amongst others. Yeah, he's very good at Battlegrounds. I think I want Tigra here. Yeah. Maybe I wanted Nick. A little light on defenders. Yeah, I think I wanted Nick. We'll see. Yeah, exactly, Ernest. If you need the Tranquilize up right away for some reason, then it definitely comes into play. This might actually be a way to get their mojo off defense. We'll see if they use them. Don't forfeit the round. You might be able to win, but that's even worse. Okay. Ibom, Carl, Hulkling have been MVPs. Yeah, Hulkling is just a consistent monster in Battlegrounds. He's so hard to stop. Ugh, that was on me. Of course he does a full combo. I just didn't think the stun landed for some reason. Annoying that we can't get the health back. And that our decks didn't work. That's very annoying. Oh well. It is what it is. I swear there was a lag spike in the middle there. Very annoying. Ah well. Come on, throw it and die. So what we're seeing is that people aren't used to fighting future Ant-Man. Absolutely. I'm still planning on making him my next rank 5, and I expect that the primary effect of that will be to reduce how often Kate, Carl, and Toad are banned. I wouldn't cry if Hulkling got a small nerf. I understand where you're coming from. I don't think he needs it necessarily. I think it's more just that there's design space in both Mystic and in Tech that hasn't really been explored yet, and that's a large part of why he looks so good. And what I mean by that is that like there are characters that are too good because you're like, how do we stop them? And then there are characters that are too good because nobody's bothered to stop them yet. Valkyrie is kind of like this, right? Like, Valkyrie is not actually Quake. People love making that comparison, but Valkyrie has to hit the opponent. She doesn't give them as much power, but she gives them power. And if there were more defensive triggers on block, Valkyrie would get worse. This is actually one of the reasons that Atuma is getting buffed so that his Thorns triggers on block. That is an intentional part of that change. If more Tech defenders had something along the lines of Red Skull, had something along the lines of Red Skull, where they punished hits into block, then Hulkling's stock would fall off. And that's why I'm not really worried about him, because he's extremely strong, but I know what I would do to build a tech that he isn't good against. Ouch. Dang it. I hate you so much. Right, the healing. I could have played that way better. Obviously. This is why I shouldn't talk while I fight, but worked. Debating on giving her a gem. She's a little squishy. Oh, Viv. Yeah, she is definitely squishy. Penny syndrome? A little bit, yeah. Penny was a little bit different because she was intentionally pushing the boundaries to create new space. Like, that's why she turns off some of the things that the class that's supposed to counter her does. Hulkling plays a little bit in that space with how he punishes Nullify, but not nearly to the same extent. Excuse me. There's a decent argument that Penny wasn't even as hard as she needed to be to fight on release. And the reason I say that is because I think a large part of Penny doing so well is because nobody had ranked the counters to her. Like, I understand that Venom and Venompool couldn't take her everywhere. People were placing her to stop that. But the House of X pre-fight gets around her auto block, and that was used everywhere. People were just sending Corvus to her. Annihilus gets around her. Terrax gets around her. More people were starting to rank Terrax not just for defense. Penny's star was fading even before Gallon and Hulkling came out. Yeah, I've used Odin against Penny as well. I'm not single-handedly responsible for that, Jupiter. And I actually have next to no input on who comes to the game next. There will be mutants. Just clicking through class balance on Aunt May. I know for a while they were ahead. Adam is destroying Penny too. Yeah, at that point it was just kind of like, I mean, like, she's solved. Penny's basically an attacker at this point. CMM is still my go-to. Yeah, that works too. Venompool or King Groot. Yeah, both very good. Yeah, like King Groot was art. Yeah, like I said, I think there's a good argument that Penny almost should have been worse. I don't know that I want to deal with Jessica. I think we'll do this. Interesting bands. Would not have called that. Clearly, I should have banned somebody else, but I'm floored that somebody banned their own rank 5. What are my thoughts on Adam? He looks really fun. He is fun. I think people are focusing way too much on him as a defender, which is not really where I think his power lies. Um, he's definitely potentially spooky as an attacker. Whether he's too good remains to be seen, but, you know, we'll get there when we get there. We did a lot of work on him to make sure, um, like, basically to do our best that he didn't come out busted. Toad is getting banned more and more. I think people are starting to figure out he's wrecking their precious Nick Furies. Or they're just really bad at facing him if they don't have Nimrod. Could easily be both. I would love access to I-Bomb here. I'll take Guardian for now. Yeah, I think I want Chavez. Hmm. Don't love this draft either. Hmm. Maybe I should have used Guardian. Ah! You jerk. Alright, this is not going well. It's okay, we didn't really get a counter for him. I should have thrown that one hit earlier. That's why we don't give up. Yeah. Chavez has been a great rank 4 DTX, agreed. My instant bans are Spot, Quicksilver, and Void. Sounds like you need to invest in some skill champ, Spirit. I'm sensing a theme. That might be enough. I love to hear that, Robbie. I haven't been running Black Panther this meta, but I was thinking about it. Because I imagine he's perfectly fine once things get rolling. That's interesting, Jupiter. I've been seeing some people speculating it'll be higher. Yeah, me too, Jupiter. That's definitely one of the cool things about her. Alright, let's see if we have a relic. Yeah, we got a 3-star. I don't know if there's one I still don't own, but Hey, that's a good one. Cool. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Great attendance for quite a while. That was fun. I will be actually streaming a tournament match against my alliance mate, Tom Jarvis, on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. And I'll also have a war video at some point. But until then, take care, everybody. Appreciate y'all.